Hey delegates for the MUN that is going to take place as a part of Backwaters 2015 at IIM Kozhikode. My name is Ananj Prasad and I am the founder and managing director of Mann World India. Mann World India is very happy to be associating with Backwaters 2015 and IIM Kozhikode once again. We were also associated with the MUN that took place at Backwaters 2014 last year, which was a wonderful success. Now, one of the good things about the MUN that takes place at IIM Kozhikode is that there are only two committees and it is very qualitative. It only focuses upon quality and substantive debate. Okay, and this is going to be the entire drive this year as well. There are two committees. I am specifically at this point in time addressing all the delegates who form a part of the United Nations Human Rights Council. Alright. I'm giving you this video, I'm sharing this video with all delegates specifically to understand the mandate, what is going to be the scope of discussion and how discussion should probably move forward in relation to the agenda. The study guide has already been shared, so I'm sure that is already giving you all a good insight and overview of what needs to be done. But beyond this video will just probably help you all compile all your thoughts in a better manner. Okay, so let's start discussing the United Nations Human Rights Council. Of course, the United Nations Human Rights Council specifically discusses issues in relation to human rights violations or upholding the rights of various people across the world. Various issues such as the issue of Sri Lankan Tamils in the Jaffna Peninsula in Sri Lanka, the mistreatment of Palestinians in the region of the Gaza Strip. These kinds of issues are discussed on a regular basis in the United Nations Human Rights Council. The United Nations Human Rights Council does not discuss conflict issues as much as it discusses the consequences of these conflicts on people, because a lot of people are forced to displace themselves. They become internally displaced people within their own countries, or they become refugees. These are also the kinds of issues that are discussed in the UNHRC. It is in fact one of these kinds of issues which is going to be discussed as a part of the MUN that is taking place this year and the UNHRC which is a part of it. The topic for this year's MUN in the UNHRC specifically is the European refugee crisis stemming from violence in Iraq and Syria. Okay, and this is a topic which is really hotting up. It has become a really raging topic and it continues to become more and more raging. In recent times, of course, Russia has started all kinds of attacks, aerial attacks on the ISIS, and people claim on the Syrian rebels as well against Bashar al-Assad. US on the other hand is also very much involved in the entire war in Syria. Syria is of course in a very horrible state of civil war with the ISIS and rebel always or almost being totally destabilized. Okay. Now the thing is, of course, the political issues, how to deal with the ISIS. All delegates in the UNHRC can definitely discuss this. But what is more important for discussion as a part of the UNHRC is the issue of refugees. Now, there was recently this baby who was found to be drowning in one of the rivers, which became complete national news and brought the attention of the entire world towards the fact that there are so many refugees that are trying to run away from Syria and Iraq. But the fact is that this has been happening for over 3 to 5 years. And the unfortunate part is that a lot of countries have closed their borders to these refugees, and these refugees often have no place to go. Now, there is a 1951 framework as far as refugees are concerned. It's a convention which a lot of nations have signed and ratified, which entitles refugees to certain rights. It also allows them to enter countries for a fixed period of time. Beyond this, the UNHRC has something called the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. There are certain rights which every refugee should be entitled to and which a refugee has to get. It cannot be violated. But unfortunately, because of the current circumstances that are existing, it has become extremely difficult to ensure that refugees are being rehabilitated in various countries or are being repatriated as well. Okay. Now, one of the major continents and countries that have been affected are the countries in Europe, and continent being Europe, and the continent in itself being Europe. Okay, Europe in itself is suffering from a major economic downfall in recent times, with the euro weakening and Greece becoming bankrupt, and most of the countries are already stretched. Adding to this, of course, the fact that these refugees keep wanting to migrate to Europe. Okay, so a lot of countries have stated that they are in no position to accommodate any more refugees, as a result of which these refugees have become stranded. Going back to Syria is not an option, because Syria probably is in such a bad state of civil war that it is a matter of life and death every day. Okay, a lot of countries in the Middle East have refused to accept them, so in a way they have nowhere to go. Now the UNHRC needs to think of alternatives and what methods can be used in order to ensure that these refugees can receive their rights. Should there be a particular section of the world which should be segregated, some islands which should be segregated for their development? Should countries start committing to a minimum number of refugees that they can take? Should the United Nations peacekeeping forces be sent into Syria and Iraq to set up refugee camps? Or should there be refugee camps along the borders? These kinds of possibilities are of course there. Beyond this, various other guiding questions and questions a resolution must answer have already been mentioned in the study guide. But what I want to mention to all of the delegates is, yes, you can discuss the ISIS as I mentioned earlier. You can also discuss methods in order to curb the civil war. But most importantly, discuss what can be done with it for their development. Should countries start committing to a minimum number of refugees that they can take? Should the United Nations peacekeeping forces be sent into Syria and Iraq to set up refugee camps? Or should there be refugee camps along the borders? These kinds of possibilities are of course there. Beyond this, various other guiding questions and questions a resolution must answer have already been mentioned in the study guide. But what I want to mention to all of the delegates is, yes, you can discuss the ISIS as I mentioned earlier. You can also discuss methods in order to curb the civil war. But most importantly, discuss what can be done with the refugees. Discuss all the problems the refugees are facing. Discuss the impact that it is having on Europe, because the fact is the countries are not accepting these refugees not because they have a problem with them, but because it puts a lot of strain onto these countries. Apart from this, a lot of these refugees are completely foreign to these countries and are not able to get along and are not able to adjust and adapt. They often become anti-social elements. So all these factors are preventing countries from allowing the refugees. So there has to be a middle ground that is reached, wherein refugees can either be sent back or sent to various countries, and what is the method that can be applied in order to ensure this. We are going to be discussing this issue specific to Europe, so I urge all delegates to stick to Europe as far as the refugee crisis is concerned. You can discuss other continents and other countries as well too. Lastly, I would like to tell you that all delegates of the UNHRC have an equal role to play. You might not be a Syria, Iraq or a European country, but your stance matters extremely greatly, alright? So make sure you participate well, and I'm sure you'll have a wonderful experience of the 2 days, that's 30th and 31st October 2015. On behalf of One World India, I'd like to extend our best of luck and